Live center stage. Oh my gosh, I am Nick Hughes. We have Luis Antizana here as
Hi.
well. We are live, coming from the cloud, the digital Founders Live studio, and we're so excited tonight. We are recovering from some technical issues, so please bear with us here. And we're gonna hang tough. We had a full show planned for you all today, but we are going to kind of shorten all of that and walk through some stuff. So, Luis, say hi, welcome, introduce yourself as I pull some things up here.
Hi, everyone. My name's Luis Antizana. I work with Nick here in Seattle. I don't actually mean to be here in the dark. It's just things are a little bit technically weird today for us. But we are ready to give you a great show for Center Stage, our third beta of our new format, a way that we're doing a pregame to get you all hyped up for the show that's going to be coming up within an hour in Minneapolis. We're going live to the event in person. You'll watch the founders of 5 different startups pitch. We have some. You'll hear the city leader. Who knows what else is going to happen? It's a day of surprises, but you'll get a taste for exactly what it's like to be on the scene there in Minneapolis. And I think it's a lot of fun. So we're really enjoying the format so far, Nick. It's as long as StreamYard works, we're going.
Well, yeah, we are. I mean, it's just nuts, right?
Yeah.
Here we are, and we are
Here's our
just
guest.
looking. We're looking to have a good time tonight. We are developing this center stage show, and with this show, we're really excited to actually be joined by a guest speaker of ours tonight, and Alex Resnick from Evolve Leadership. He actually is a part of the Founders Live family. So excited to have Alex here, and I'm going to pop him on the screen there. Alex Resnick, how are you doing tonight?
I am good. How are you guys?
Um, hey, we're
We're having
hanging
a
in
great time already.
there. We're doing all right. But hey, this is Founders Live Center Stage. This is one of the first shows we've done. We're excited to bring this to the world, and fairly soon it's going to be in front of a lot more people. Luckily, tonight's more of a beta test, and tonight is working through some technical issues. But so happy to have you here. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about sales strategies for startups that actually work. And before we get going, brief introduction of yourself and Evolve Leadership.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. So my name is Alex Resnick. I'm the founder and president of Evolve Leadership. We basically help founders and startups develop their sales processes and train on sales and communication skills. I personally have been in the sales and business development world for about 15 years on the corporate side, and then also went off and started some of my own businesses, worked for some startups, and built out some business units. And throughout that entire time, the thing I was most passionate about was the training and the coaching and the mentoring of other sales reps. And then as I went into more management roles, helping build out the systems and processes. And so a few years ago, I had the opportunity to go off on my own and work directly with founders and growing startups. And so about 2 years ago, Evolve Leadership was born. And so here we are.
So great. We want to jump in, and hopefully we have enough time for this in terms of the stuff that we really want to talk about. But you Evolve Leadership, you have tremendous sales experience. We want to dive into, especially for startups and founders, just sales strategies. And first question here is, what would you say is the most common traps that founders fall into, especially biggest mistakes that you see when they're just starting their journey and they're just starting to build out their approach and process to sales?
Yeah, so I work with a lot of early stage founders through to maybe they're ready to raise capital, or maybe they're doing about maybe 6 figures or coming on 7 figures in revenue. And in that space, I see a lot of founders fall into the same traps. There's a lot of them out there, but I want to focus on just a couple for the purposes of tonight. And I know we don't have a lot of time. And a big one is a lot of founders I see avoid doing the selling themselves. they may have come from a technical background. Maybe they didn't come from a sales background. They have a good idea for a product, and they're hoping that one, somehow when I build this product and I set up a website, it's somehow magically going to sell itself. Absolutely not the case. I think one of the most misleading quotes of our generation is from Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. That is absolutely not true. I wish it was the case, but it's not. And so the thing that I would encourage all founders to do, whether you're technical, you're project management, you came from the marketing side, it does not matter. If you're the founder and it's your product, you or someone on the co-founding team has to do the selling in the beginning. And the reason why is because you have to be the one talking to your customers. You're going to be the most passionate more than any other sales rep that you might hire. But also you have to have a proven sales process created, and then ultimately it becomes repeatable before you hire a sales rep. And so that's one of the first traps that I see is avoid doing the selling themselves. The second one, which actually kind of piggybacks on that, is I see a lot of founders and early stage startups hire sales reps too quickly. And so kind of to continue what I was just saying, they'll hire a sales professional thinking that the sales rep can build out these sales systems. Hey, here's my product, go figure out how to sell it. The reality is that is either a very special, talented, and experienced person who's going to cost you a lot. They probably need some equity and they need to come in more as like a VP of sales. Or it's someone who's going to give you a lot of lip service telling you that they can do all those things. The reality is that they can't. They try to sell it. A few months go by. There's no real results. And 3 or 6 months later, you're back exactly where you started. When you're hiring a sales rep, you must have some sort of sales process already in place that you can plug a sales professional into, and they can continue on to prove out that process. And so I cannot stress that enough. Do not put the cart before the horse. You got to do the selling yourself, and don't hire a sales rep too quickly. And then the third thing that I see is a lot of founders, and I fell into this trap too with previous businesses that I started. You avoid talking to customers and getting real customer feedback. There's a couple of different reasons for this. I think for some reason talking to customers can feel a little scary. But I think one of them is we hold our product ideas so close to our hearts, right? We hold it so close to the vest because it's this thing that we think is so great. We have this idea, oh my God, I have this new idea. I can leave my corporate job. I'm going to start a startup now. It's going to be the best software ever. And maybe that's all true. But in the beginning, we're very protective of it because it's our baby. And we're afraid to hear maybe the brutally honest truth that no one really cares about it, which can be, a tough pill to swallow. And so it's very, very important that in the beginning, you have a lot of conversations with people and you say, hey, this is what I'm working on. What is some of your feedback on it? And you want to have conversations with people who are in your target market, people that you would ultimately sell to, and let them tell you about the challenges of their world and then how they see your product either fitting in or what changes they might like to see to your product so that they would be interested in using it. You get all this feedback early, you make iterations, drop your ego. Don't get offended by what you hear and just look for feedback in the beginning. I cannot stress that one enough.
Yeah.
So important.
Luis,
a lot of us know that, and yet sometimes it's hard to ask for that or hard to take it, hard to listen. Those are some of the humility lessons founders have to, force themselves into. It's a good thing though.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of things with, I think with sales and entrepreneurship that we kind of know. We've read about it, we've heard it, we've seen it in an online course, we've heard some other, successful entrepreneur tell us about it. But the reality is we don't act in accordance with a lot of the things that we know. And and there's, without getting too deep on this whole topic, there's a number of different reasons for that. But if I could stress anything, it's approaching your sales with a perspective of self-awareness, your whole business and your whole life with self-awareness, but especially your sales, and being brutally honest and looking for feedback and objective feedback and constructive criticism.
Awesome.
Rules to live by.
Alex, what would you suggest? What are your advice for maybe more technical founders that either are, maybe a bit fearful of sales, maybe just don't even know where to start? What would be your advice on a technical team that needs to get going on that?
Yeah, so I would encourage, again, this is one of those, there's a number of things that I would train on with my clients, but I would strongly encourage you put your customer first. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but really truly understand your customer. Understand, and when it comes to understanding your customer, that could be different job functions within an organization. If you sell into B2B, for example, right? And so if you're selling HR software, there could be an HR administrator, there could be a director of HR, VP, all the way up to chief HR officer, CHRO. They're all responsible for different things. They're all accountable for different things in their day-to-day. And so based on what you're selling and who you're selling it to, you want to truly understand your customer, the pain, the frustrations, the things they're accountable for in their daily life. An HR administrator might be more accountable for the tasks of how things get executed, whereas the HR, let's say the CHRO, you're going to talk more about how your product or service impacts the big vision of their company, the strategic initiatives of their employees. They're different conversations. So first, really own knowing your customer. Great way to do that. Going back to what I said earlier, feedback. Just start talking to folks. Another thing that I would strongly encourage is that I would write this down on your mirror. I would post this everywhere. Commit to developing your self-awareness and your communication skills. Regardless of your background, regardless if you grew up maybe shy or an introvert or any of the labels that we have right now, anyone can develop communication skills. It is a skill. It is not a talent that everyone's born with. And being a great communicator doesn't have to mean that you're extroverted. It doesn't mean you have to have gift of gab. You don't need to be the funniest person in the room. Being a great communicator is connecting with other people, making them feel heard and understood, and being a great listener. And so a good way to practice, and then also when it is time to speak, being concise and clear. And so what I would strongly encourage you to do is, if maybe communication in some of these sales meetings feels a little bit stressful, the way to practice this is think about what you know about your ideal customer. What are the challenges that they experience in their life? And then prepare your messaging and your questions accordingly. And so that way you have a game plan when you go into customer conversations with a short, concise message tailored for your audience that you've practiced, literally practice it like an actor, and questions that you know are going to lead the conversation in an intentional way. And then after you ask a question, just pause and listen. You don't need to be chatty. You don't need to be super talkative to be a great communicator. But I would put
Oh,
Did
well,
Alex pause at the?
we'll get him back. I fully agree with Alex there. I fully agree that you got to listen. You got to really ask great questions and then listen to your customers' answers. Luis, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I love that. I like what Alex is doing here, though. He's saying something that that he's acknowledging we've all heard and we know, but then he's pairing this up with an action point to take, things that we can actually do in a real world sense to make sure that we're following through on those things that we know we should be doing. I think that taking it all at a zoom out level to be like learn communication skills, learn how to make yourself better listener, and all these other things. Those are things that help you in so many different ways. It's so awesome for him to call that out. Alex is back. Hey man,
did everyone
cut out there?
Did we lose everybody, or was it just me?
It was just you, but I can tell you right now, Luis, remember earlier today, it's like, okay, the tech gods are doing their thing. And side note, everyone, in this, we will not get off tangent on this, but I was reading that there was a big solar flare from the sun that was happening this week. And, things happen, right? Like those are like electrical storms and stuff. So we're probably getting hit. It's all good. We have about 4 minutes left. Alex, is there a question that I didn't ask that you love to answer? So ask a question and answer your own question. I want to hear that.
My own question. I think I have a hunch that people are all aware of the terms self-awareness and emotional intelligence, and it's all good to develop those things. But I feel like people don't like a lot of people. I felt this way earlier on, where it's like, well, how do I really go about developing these skills? Like, what does it mean to raise your emotional intelligence? What does it mean to become more self-aware? And so the simplest thing that I would recommend people do that has a significant impact that you could do in real time when it comes to deepening your self-awareness. Basically, more awareness of who you truly are and more awareness of how you show up for other people. What is other people's experience of talking to you? The best way to get clarity on who you are and then how you show up for others is through observation. So you can observe your own thoughts, emotions, feelings, things that you're thinking by just journaling at the end of the day. How did today go? What did I do well? What did I do that I could have maybe done better? Use questions like that to prompt you so you start to write. 20 minutes of writing will change your whole world in terms of reflection, clarity on things that you really want, who you really are, what you really care about. And then as it relates to showing up for others, I got feedback from a coach a couple of years ago that, I have to intentionally soften my brow and talk slower. Because believe it or not, I actually talk twice as fast as this at my normal pace because I'm from New Jersey and I want to just get everything done. Blah, blah, blah. And then I also can do this thing where I look at people like this. And I had a coach who was like, you're looking at people like you're going to like, and in my world, I'm like in a good mood, like not thinking anything's negative, but I'm coming up like, how's your day going? And so some of the things that you can do to show up for people in a more effective way, compassionate way, whatever it might be, is just simply record your calls, record your Zoom calls, or if you're running sales calls in person, hopefully that kind of, comes back a little bit, but even though Zoom's more efficient, record your calls or run meetings with a counterpart who can give you honest feedback and not stroke your ego feedback, honest feedback at the end of a meeting. I still do that to this day. And I've been in sales for 15 years. I run a lot of our larger client opportunities with a consultant partner. And right away at the end, all right, how do you think that went? How could we have done better? What did we do well?
Yeah.
What could we improve on? And so I know that that's probably advice we've heard for years, but a lot of people will graze over it. Most people who hear this right now won't do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm telling you, it's the powerful stuff right there.
But, we can see right here, Gary Malcolm, thank you for mentioning looking at communication really as a practice. And so you don't have to be perfect. It's an evolving thing, maybe even evolving leadership. But it's, that's what communication is. And I think what you just mentioned, Alex, was like being open to that feedback, which is not easy. It's not easy to ask the questions and then be ready for the honest answers. And, we're all in that place. So I want to bring up here last before we drop off, evolveleadership.co. Any thoughts what you'd like to share with us around the website? What would people can reach out? How would you instruct them to go about that?
Yeah, you can follow us on all social channels at Evolve Leadership LLC. So LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. We're going to start, and also YouTube. We're going to start putting a lot more free content out there around communication skills for sales and for leaders. We also love the personal development stuff as well. So career development, professional development, leadership development type content. If you're a founder or you're part of a startup team and you're looking to create or improve your sales processes, how you go to market, how you secure meetings, close clients, etc., or looking for training or coaching on sales, communication skills, asking good questions, overcoming rejections, closing, things like that. Those are kind of that's our bread and butter there. So we work with founders and growing startups in that capacity.
Awesome.
And Alex, you have an academy class coming up. Is that right?
Yes. Next Thursday, we have a Founders Live free training. The topic, let's see, the topic is, oh, you put it in the chat there? Yeah. So it's basically a new approach to selling that actually works. I like to throw out get rid of the old sales cliches that cloud our judgment. A lot of people think, when we think of sales, we think of this lazy, used car salesman. Sorry, used car salesman. For you guys always get the tough end of this analogy here, but sales really, especially in B2B, especially if you're a founder, it's much more about consultative problem solving, asking good questions, and connecting with your customer. And so next week's training is going to be some techniques and some tools that you guys can implement in your business right away. To improve those areas. So it's totally free. It's a Founders Live free training next Thursday. 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. And we'll put a link to it in the show later.
Awesome.
Also find it on LinkedIn.
We love you doing this for us. It's great.
Thank you, Alex.
Doing it.
Thank you, Alex. It's been great. I'm going to pull you off, and we're going to jump to our next guest here. So thank you, Alex. And we are excited to go live into Minneapolis, where the event's going to happen very soon. Really excited to jump on here. We have Tamika Jones from Lip Esteem. She's the CEO. Tamika, how are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, look at you. And you are standing right. You're live in Minneapolis, aren't you?
Definitely. I'm so excited to be here at my first event. So I'm excited to see what all the founders are going to do and how they're going to pitch to the investors. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, we have a few minutes. We're streaming this and we've got viewers and really excited here, but would love to hear what inspired you to start your company, Lip Esteem.
So I've been a makeup artist for 20 years off and on, and I always wanted to start my brand. But because I was a mom, I didn't have like the mind space to be able to start it. And then I was furloughed as a makeup artist during COVID. So I'm sitting at home like, what are we going to do? We could no longer touch people's faces. And so I said, you know what? I better take this money and start my own brand, because then I had the time and I had the mental capability to be able to think things through. And so that's why I started Lip Esteem.
Oh, so good. Luis, thought you have a question there.
No, I mean, this is awesome. I love that you went through that whole pandemic thing and like had something positive come out of it. How has it been tough? How's the audience response to your product so far? Like, are you in the grind? Where are you? How's it been?
So it's been a year and a half since I launched, right? It's been highs and lows, but because this is like my baby, I'm okay with going through the highs and lows with it, because I know that it's amazing. So Lip Esteem is a plant-based, gluten and cruelty-free lipstick line. And so therefore I wanted to make sure that I had a clean brand. There were so many things that are artificial in other lipsticks that it goes into a woman's bloodstream and kind of throws off her hormones. So I wanted to make sure that when I came out with a product, that it was going to be good for them on the inside and the outside.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Are you finding any like are you selling really well in a particular niche market or marketplace? Anything that's really standing out as early successes for you?
So I think that it's going really well in vegan places, plant-based areas, and also with women who are women and men, honestly, who are on Zoom calls, because it was the perfect timing. If I really thought about it, do you think I would have started a lipstick company while we were all wearing masks? No.
Right. Or not going out, right?
Or
nobody's wearing makeup. Let's invent some makeup.
Right, exactly. But I think for me, the most challenging part is I've been bootstrapping the whole time. So that to me means, like overhead is extremely, it's grown. But without the capital, it's hard to scale, because all I'm doing is putting back into the business what I'm selling. So I'm here to figure out, how do I scale my business? How do I obtain capital and talk to people in the way that they understand what I'm saying? Because the brand is amazing and people love it, but I need to be able to talk to it in the way that would be able to get me financially sound.
So good.
Yeah, you're in it.
Hey, I'm just curious, I'm here in Seattle. I'm peering in through the clouds there. What are you excited about tonight? There in Minneapolis, on the floor, Founders Live Minneapolis happening right now. Pitch competition about to start. What are you excited about? What are you looking forward to?
So I'm really excited to see what businesses are out here. Founders Live is going to give me the opportunity we're already networking. I've been out here for like an hour just meeting the smartest, most beautiful people that are founders who have the same passion as me. And so I am just interested in seeing, how do they talk to their investors or talk to their people about their brand in 90 seconds, people.
Yeah.
That is quick, but I know that I'll be able to take some good notes. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh,
Well, that's awesome. Like, we have been surviving ourselves in this online world and making Founders Live work through mediums like this. But you can see right there the in-person experience is a whole new level of interaction and enjoyment and learning, right? You're
Yeah.
going to get something out of that. I love that you're feeling that and looking for it, because I'm sure you're going to find it.
You know what's exciting too is that even though I started my brand a year and a half ago, I was taking cohorts to learn from other entrepreneurs on how to do this. My minor is in business management, but that has little to do with how to be an entrepreneur and a good entrepreneur. So in my cohort that I took, the director said, "Hey, do you think you'd like to be on a Hulu television series?" And I was like, "Well,
well,
I'll look into it." But when I looked at the show, which is called The Small Business Revolution, everyone had a storefront. I was in my living room, and I'm like, what would I do on a show where they're like rehabbing people's storefronts? But you know what? Something told me to complete the application, and guess what? I'm on season 6 of The Small Business Revolution, right?
Has it
that's
aired
I'm
yet?
learning as I grow. It's so amazing. This is such an awesome time in life that
oh,
I'm feeling good, and I'm really
so
excited
cool to
about
hear.
tonight.
Mm.
So
I
cool.
love it. So many entrepreneurs don't have retail storefronts anymore. Some ones that start online actually eventually have them, but no shame in that, right? You're innovating a new way of selling. You're direct to customer. People are curious how that works. Maybe they'll like spiff up a website for you or something. That's
Yes,
really cool to hear.
thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm excited again. Thank you all for having me on, and I'm ready to hear some new entrepreneurs.
Yeah, yeah, Tamika, thank you so much. Really good to meet you and hear from you, and enjoy the show there in Minneapolis.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That was cool, huh?
yeah,
That was so fun. Um, Luis, we got a late start because of the technical issues.
yeah,
We're having as much of the show as possible. And, what I would like to do,
yeah. What's
um,
next? What are we skipping? What's next coming up here?
we're going to jump through a fairly quick run of the startups and who we're going to
Oh
see
yeah,
tonight. Let's just run
pre-game
through
time.
them because I think it will be just enjoyable. And then, we're peering in to Minneapolis, everyone. And the moment we see that the event starts, we're going to go live into Minneapolis. But we have a little time. They're still getting going. They're probably getting another drink, doing their thing. So Luis, the first startup that we are going to talk about is from Monique Cat
Moon
Data,
cat.
and the product is called Sunset. And what I'm doing here is bringing up the slides there. I'm going to bring up the slides or the screen actually.
Oh
So
yeah.
we are now looking at their website. Whoops, there we go. We're looking at their website there and just checking it out. So Monique Cat Data, they ditch complicated reports and technical solutions, and they really help. Um, marketing solutions for marketing teams, marketing insights to grow your audience, really bringing data in there, crunching it up. You're in the space a bit. What tools do you look for when you are going through, building marketing campaigns, whether it's social and others?
Well, you know what? Here we're talking about reports. I'm not really sure what they're talking about here, but in general, I like to have applications that do something super specifically well, super reliable, very maybe a very and just an individual thing that nobody else does. I'm not one of those people that likes a broad suite of technologies within a single application. I think those tend to not get enough attention and lag behind the market in terms of innovation. if this is the kind of reporting app that all they do is this one super focused thing and it's better than Tableau because they do this, or some kind of technical advantage, that's super interesting to me. And I don't mind having a bunch of different things of bullets in my belt as far as marketing technology goes, as long as it's worth it. You and I were just talking earlier, Nick, about that killer feature that just makes you buy the either go from the freeware or testware model to like the actual paying customer, or even from the paying customer basic level up to the higher level. It's really almost a cool experience when an app gives you that, oh, they have that cool thing, I will pay for that. That's kind of great. Now I can do this thing. Hopefully MoneyCat, Data, and Sunset are offering that kind of experience because, we could all use better reports. And for me, that's something that's, I don't have to do too much building myself of reports. I like a lot of, I like configurable, but I like, obviously, something strong that we can just jump into.
Agreed. All right. So we're going to jump into the next startup. We're going to get their website going here. And we have got, let's see, our next one here is,
Breadwinner app.
Yeah, Breadwinner. We're really excited. So we have Breadwinner as the
Local
next
food
startup here, and we're pulling up their site. Here we go. So Breadwinner is they're not fully launched yet, but it helps you discover truly local food. So I'm going to give my thoughts here on this, just because we're short on time. So we're going to trade thoughts here. Really interesting. Anytime a startup is tackling local, I'm interested, and I want to look more. I have history in working with and building around local business technologies and helping people discover more. It doesn't tell a lot about what they're exactly what it is right now, but really their mission is to connect foodies to local small businesses and entrepreneurs and events. I'm excited for that. Now, there's a lot of competition out there, and I think that not only is there competition to get people to use an app, but there's a lot of the established methods of finding businesses. Typically, what Google Maps, back in the day, it was like Foursquare or Yelp.
Even Yelp.
To be honest with you, I use Google Maps a lot, and it's easy to discover. I travel a lot, so I just use that. But very interested to see different types of apps and experiences that can better connect us with the places and the food and the tastes and the social people that we really want to connect with. So
let's actually super quick think about these past two websites that we're looking and offer a free bit of advice. You want to have something attractive on the front page like they both do. They're nicely laid out, but pretty much above the fold, it'd be great if you could convey what your key value prop is here, right? What's distinguishing Breadwinner from Yelp? What is a thing immediately on landing on that page that makes you want to see more, other than donuts, which kind of works for me. But both of those apps that we just talked about, we don't really know what they do from looking at it. So tip, help people understand early.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. Good thoughts there. All right. We are going to the next one. We're going to look at, let's see. We're going to check out Sit Eat, and we have Sit Eat. Yeah. So pulling up their site there, and Sit Eat is in-venue ordering experience for everyone. Every day, a person somewhere misses a flight, plays a play, a scene, or a highlight while trying to get concessions. Don't be that person. By the way, historically, I actually worked on a product in somewhat similar area of this. Wasn't exactly that value proposition, but Luis, when you take a look at this, just simply saying, hey, if you're at a Sounders game, you got to go up and grab a beer or food or whatever. And do you struggle with that because you don't want to leave the seat? You don't want to miss a play?
Yeah. Yes. Perfect example. 2001 All-Star game. I'm watching the whole thing. I've got front row seats, behind the plate, upper level, but still front row. The one time I take a break to go get it was just a drink, and the concession stand was right there. That's when Cal Ripken hits the home run. His last All-Star game or whatever it was. Maybe it wasn't his last, but his All-Star game home run comes then. So yeah, it would have been nice to have that delivered. And the Mariners actually introduced a concessions delivery thing, and I used it, and it was great because they just show up and yeah, sometimes it's not super fast, but you don't have to leave, you don't miss anything. So nice angle to take here for if they can bring that in third party, so a stadium doesn't have to develop that technology on their own. That's kind of handy.
Yeah, I love it. And we want to jump to the next few, but I'll leave with this is even the vision that was now 10 or 11 years ago for myself and the team that we were building our technology and our startup back in the day, mobile payments around this sort of activity. It's 10, 11 years later, and we still desire some of this stuff. So we'll get there, and please keep going. Hey, we're going to go to all right. So the next one is Elroy. Let's see, Elroy AI. So interesting here. Pulling up their site, Elroy AI. Look at that. Got some beautiful colors here. Privacy made easy. Advanced trust. Achieve GDPR and CCPA compliance. Manage data. Subject access requests and much more. So they are. Let's see what else. We can bounce around here. This is the beauty of the show, right? And this is we can
live check
their website and just check it out.
You're going to the contact page. That's helpful.
Yeah. What is what is this? What strike to you? Anything jump out with the product here?
What strikes me is sometimes they give an interesting description right there. And if you're giving me that 5-second test, I'm thinking it's like some kind of, plug-in level, maybe it's like Plaid or like Stripe or some kind of thing that you just integrate into what you're doing, and they handle all the functionality of the stuff that you don't know anything about and want to hand off to an expert, but something that's important enough that you need to make sure it's super verified and they got the thing down. There's a trade-off of value and importance that can command a nicer price and convenience for plugins. So I'm hoping that's something like what that is, like Stripe for privacy. That's my guess if I look.
I like the way you say that. The simple, easy ability to plug that in and have privacy structure to govern your data. This is not my area of expertise, but if I dove into the product and understand a little more, and by the way, that's why they're coming up next, and they're going to pitch. We're going to hear more from the exact founders, which will help us understand more about the company. You'll hear some Q&A from them as well. And by the end of that, the 5 presenters, we're going to be able to choose which ones we think that were the best of the night for us. How exciting is that, Luis?
It's awesome. And in future shows, we're going to involve the audience in that process. We're going to take voting polls on what all the viewers think, who's going to win, based on our pregame. Maybe we'll bring in some founders at some point just for a little chit chat, and then we'll find out who wins, and then we'll compare that to who actually wins, and we'll make some fun out of that. Nick, we got one more panelist.
It looks like we are ready to go.
Okay.
So we are ready. So
I think I see Jen on the other screen there.
So we are. Are you ready? Here we go. We're dropping right down live into Minneapolis, Minnesota for Founders Live Minneapolis. We're bringing on Jen Bonine, our city leader.
Yay!
Jen.
Hey everyone, how are we doing tonight?
Marvelous.
Awesome.
We worked through some technical issues.
Awesome.
StreamYard was not working for us, and then we finally were able to go live. So now we are here. We're excited, and know that you are rocking and rolling over there in Minneapolis. So, hey, we want to have you take it away, but feel free to interact here, but feel free to jump in and run your event.
Yeah, no, we're excited, you guys. Took a look at some of our founders tonight, did some special interviews, and we usually kick off with thanking some of the sponsors we have here in Minneapolis. We have a live studio audience that's watching, as well as we always bring in some expert panelists who have been in the business world themselves, do venture capital. And what's really cool is a lot of our founders have gotten venture funding through this process. They've gotten connections, they've gotten opportunities. Our judges, as you can see, our expert panelists over there are just hanging out right now. We'll make sure they button up and look at the camera. Looking at you guys right now, you're just all kind of hanging out.
No, it's perfect. It's pre-game. I love it.
You get the behind the scenes of what actually happens when you see this. But we have
the
some
point.
folks, right, that help these founders out quite a bit in the community. So thanks for having us. If you, Nick, whenever you're ready, you pull up, can you see our slides so we can pull up our sponsors?
Yeah, there we go, right there for you.
Perfect. So a couple of things. We always like to thank the people that make this possible for us here in Minneapolis. So for those of you that aren't with us, we have a brand new drink. They actually pitched in our Founders Live Minneapolis competition. They're now in the finals for North America, and I think they're still leading by quite a bit, right, Nick?
I believe so. I personally haven't looked at the numbers in the last few days, but they're doing well. So excited for you all there. And it looks like we're taking 2 from North America this quarter into that will present for prime time later this year.
And how do they vote, Nick? Primetime.founderslive.com?
Primetime.founderslive.com, and go find North America, and you will find Koya Blue. You'll see it, and watch the video and vote for that.
We actually have 2. We had Rem 5 was also in Minneapolis.
Right, yeah. Rem 5 as well. There you go.
2 of them going on right now. So we're really proud of that from the Minneapolis perspective. If you were here in Minneapolis, we actually are serving Koya Blue live. So we're sad for all of you that don't get to try this new tequila craft cocktail yourselves, ready to drink in the can.
Maybe they can be the official tequila of Founders Live worldwide at some point.
I think they should be, for sure.
Let's ship it out. Come on.
Absolutely. They are down for that, I'm sure. We also have Tonka vodka. So if you're not a tequila person, you like vodka better, we've also got Tonka vodka, which is Minnesota-made vodka right here. We have had the founder of that actually do some of our live music segments. So he's pretty fun. Isn't here tonight with us, but one of our other musicians that usually is on with us doing sets will be here as one of our expert panelists too.
Oh, great. Hey, Jen, I want to mention, if you could go and make sure it's in presenter mode, because we're seeing, do that one click. Yeah, right there.
There you go. The magic part.
Well, hey, I can be honest here and say I'm a lot jealous that I'm not there with you all tonight in person, but we're here in the cloud and we're as close as we can be right now.
That's awesome. We are so excited to have all of you here with us, along with some of our other folks who are expert panelists. So those are some of our sponsors. We have quite a few folks that support us here locally, including Global Minnesota, Team Women, iFree, Twin Cities Film Fest, Pioneer Power, Brevity, who you'll hear from. Brevity is actually our pitch coaches that they go in and help all of our founders, which I think, Nick, we have a pretty good advantage. Our Minneapolis folks tend to do pretty well in North America. So we attribute a lot of that to them. And our Brevity folks, they're amazing. So you'll hear from them a little bit later. But some of our expert panelists that will show you who those folks were. You saw them a little bit earlier, but we try and have folks that range from business to entertainment, venture capital, former politicians in politics, not-for-profit. We want to span the gamut of folks that are helping these founders really get a leg up on some of the information they need to be successful. So with us today, we have Dave McElroy, Sony recording artist, splits his time between Nashville and here. We've also got Katie Burks. Katie runs Team Women. She has sold multiple businesses, an entrepreneur from the start, and now runs Team Women as a nonprofit that helps raise up women and girls in the community, which we're excited about that. We've got Johnny, and Johnny is one of our folks in the venture capital space. So he helps companies navigate that venture space successfully and get funding, which we all know is really important to these startups. We've got Mark. Mark is the president of Global Minnesota, former Secretary of State for Minnesota, and is here with us supporting our founders to navigate some of those places that you need to know around how to, work with your local and state governments in terms of support for small businesses. And then we've got Jean. Jean is a healthcare executive who ran an AI division and board member in the healthcare space. So very familiar with cutting edge technologies in that healthcare space. So we thank all of them for being here with us as well tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And they're getting phone calls. They're so popular. Someone's calling them right now. That's
what's
funny
funny
the governor calling right now looking for one of them.
So given that it's Minnesota, like any one of these men up here could be the country music star that you were talking about, or could any of the guy in the upper left, Dave McElroy, maybe he's the guy that was the politician, right? Who knows?
Yes, right? It's like guess who's who, right? Like we'll just let you guys guess at home who's who, but you'll see them later live.
Hey, I saw earlier that you had some entertainment scheduled. Has that already happened, or what's your you guys always do something like that during your show, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Musical entertainment.
Yeah, we have musical entertainment tonight. So you will be seeing one of our local artists that's here, KK the Infamous, and she's going to have a few songs for us. We always do that because we want the audience, again, we really encourage all areas of looking at the world. So from the entertainment, music space, business, entrepreneurial, government space, not-for-profit. So we always try and bring on our musical guests. Dave does want me to mention that he has bought and sold several companies as well. So he's not built and sold multiple companies from the ground up. So he's not just a pretty face. That's what I think he's telling me right now.
Multi-talented. The hat stays on though.
Yeah. Well, and we wanted to do a special guest update, being that we are just about a week out from the close of the North America vote, and Koya Blue is near and dear to our heart. They pitched here on this stage, did very well, won our pitch competition, moved on to North America. For those out there that haven't tried it, it's going to be the new tequila on the block. So I wanted to have an individual come up and kind of give a perspective real quick on the product from a consumer's perspective and what's different about this product if you're not familiar with it already. So is Nikki here to come to the stage, or is it going to Nikki?
We'll give her the 9.9 second pitch.
I know. She's going to do the really quick consumer pitch on the product. So Nikki is here with us. She actually runs ACG Minnesota, which targets the mid-market for growth. So she works with a lot of mid-market companies on growth. So Nikki, take it away. And she's shorter than me. This never happens.
I'll stand up.
I'm always the shortest person.
So hi and good evening, and thanks so much for having me. And I am a consumer of Koya Blue, the tequila craft cocktail in a can. I love it. I am the perfect candidate for this product. I've always been a seltzer drinker, and when I met the Koya Blue team and Nicole Anthony and discovered their product, it has completely changed my ready to drink canned products. So I had always drank seltzers, which I discovered were beer based, and I love the clean product. I love that it's only 4 ingredients: tequila, water, some essential flavorings, and erythritol. And for me, it has left the other cans leaving a bad taste or an aftertaste. So I am a true consumer of this brand, of the tequila, just learning the fact that you can't even put tequila on a can unless it is bought from the region in Mexico where they sell tequila, kind of like champagne in France.
Jalisco, Mexico.
Yes, thank you. See, you know it better than I do, but I discovered if it's not getting purchased from that region, that it is an agave product, and I am a true consumer. So perfect candidate for them. I love the product, and I sell it to everybody everywhere. I think everybody should be drinking tequila. It's better for you, better for the digestion. It's an upper, not a downer, and it's keto free. It's or keto friendly, diabetic friendly. If you have ulcerative colitis, it's good for you. I mean, as good as alcohol can be, right? And if you're going to drink something good. I also love the fact that it's 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. So
awesome job. All right. I think, they should hire you as the spokesperson. Way to go.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
for
right.
your pitch.
I see everybody. It's not my pitch, but it really is a great product, and I think everybody should drink it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hear from the audience.
Great.
Now we're to the main event, you guys. So up next, we're going to have our founders and their companies pitching. We have 5 amazing companies. So we always go in alphabetical order. I actually had one of our founders, I won't call you out. They wanted me to change their order to make them last. And I said, we always go in alphabetical order, so it's fair. So you'll see them in alphabetical order.
Make sure you presenter mode of the slides again. There you go. We're good. We're good.
Now you can see them good. So we've got Breadwinner, and that's Zachary, who's going to be presenting. We've got Elroy AI, and that is Rachel. We've got Monocat Data, and that'll be Jasmine. We've got Sit Eat, and that'll be Moo. And we've got Trunk Drop, and that'll be John. So just to remind everyone, they only get 99 seconds. We are pretty tough here in Minneapolis. We have someone who does time them down, and she will cut in if they go over. So we keep it fair here in Minneapolis. And then what we'll also do at the end of it, obviously 99 seconds, but we do take Q&A. So we'll let you guys grab in some Q&A if you guys want to from the audience. And then we usually have 1 or 2 questions that our expert panelists like to ask too once we get a few from the audience. So we'll let you guys grab some from the audience and ask the founder. So they'll ask you some, and then we'll have you guys ask them. So a little bit different format than normal, but we get to do that this time since we have these awesome commentators to our program.
Jen, why don't we reverse that? Just
you want them first?
It's easier to get in person, and then if we have any digital, we'll be the last ones. But yeah, go first there. Yeah.
Perfect. Good. All right. So you're first. So
well, hey, we are excited. Let's get started.
Let's get started. So we will bring up first Breadwinner and Zachary to the stage. We will let them, we don't start the timer. Don't worry. She does not start it till I move out from here and you are situated. So give her the thumbs up, say you're good to go, and your timer starts. So don't worry, I'm not taking it right now. Are you ready? All right, we will let Zachary come to the stage.
Hey, y'all. You're looking for a thumbs up? Okay, hold on.
I'm sorry.
It's 2 thumbs up. Hello, my name is Zachary. I'm the founder of Breadwinner. First, a definition, though y'all can't see it. Cottage food is essentially anything that people bake, ferment, pickle out of their homes, sells directly to the consumer or at a community event like a farmer's market. So how do I go to the next slide? Oh, there we go. Got it. Fantastic. 9 seconds gone. We essentially help cottage food producers connect with foodies, their customers, and venues, those event spaces. And despite a dramatic increase in cottage food participation in the past 2 years, there's a really wonderful graph here that y'all should see. It reflects the meal delivery sales, which spiked. Grubhub, DoorDash, Bite Squad, etc. Cottage food producers lost out on those sales because of a variety of reasons, but we'll get into that. So before Breadwinner, Betty's business, a local cottage food producer, she would use Facebook primarily to manage her events. And she would spend too much time managing the event over baking, pickling, fermenting, etc. So introduce Betty to Breadwinner, her free profile, give her access to that and the tools that we've been building for event management, CRM, and partnerships. And next thing you know, she's off to the races, upgrading her business from a cottage food producer business to a wholesaling business and doing really great. So Betty isn't the only one. Of the 170 so St. Paulites who are cottage food producers, less than 30% have access or can be found online. This is a big problem because more than 50% of younger Americans are ordering food online. The cottage food industry is growing fast, but it's not the only industry we focus on. Events is estimated to be at 14 billion in the next few years. Thank you.
I did pause it. And just to be fair, I did pause it for you said 9 seconds.
That's fine. That's fine. We got there. We got there.
So give it just 1 second so I can start the 4 minutes.
And it'll be you
Yeah.
first.
You guys ready? Okay, let's go.
So those market growth figures, where's that going to come from? Certain demographics, place in the country, certain kind of occupations. Where do you see that growth, and how do you fit your model into where that growth will come from?
I think so. The big thing for me is looking at the platforms that are currently arising, conversations in the room, pointing at platforms around the coasts. I think there's a lack of big tech, so to speak, in the Midwest, in Minnesota, but a lot of potential. There's a high density of cottage food producers, specifically in Minnesota. New York, you'll find like 10,000-ish. For example, New Mexico, you'll find less than 700. Minnesota, 4,000, 3,800-ish. But back to the graph, it's exponential growth year over year. And, that may be a reflection of recession type activity, because there were increases in cottage food participation 2008, 2009. But I think the industry is here to stay. As a result of the recession 2008, 2009, we got food trucks. So.
What feedback are you receiving now from the customers who are using your technology?
We launched late 2021, so it's sort of in the alpha beta stage. Yeah.
Any early feedback you've been wanting to see?
It's good to have a platform that's sort of streamlining. I'm developing a partnership with a platform that's essentially a link in bio type platform. You've seen a lot of acquisitions of those very recently in the past couple weeks. I think melding those two things together and giving cottage food producers the ability to not only, there are three types of businesses in cottage food. There are the people who run something once a year because they have an event for their family and they need a license. There's people who are sustaining their business. They're just coasting. They're fine with what they're getting. And there are people who are swinging for the fences. They want to be in Whole Foods. They want to be in Target. And it's really about meeting those businesses where they're at. And in the case of Betty's business, uplifting her, moving her from that cottage food business that's maybe earning 4 to maybe 60K, as per the upgraded legislation in Minnesota, to a wholesale business that's really rocking it, shipping all around the country, maybe around the world. So.
What would have been your big ask at the end of the pitch? We got that.
$100,000 to make cottage food the norm.
And so with that 100,000, what would it go to?
It would go towards a year and a half of operations, hiring, towards implementing, I guess, the strategy. A lot of what I see back to the apps that are popping up around the country is that they're focusing on hot, ready-to-eat food. But I think the corporate giving market has a lot of potential with this. I think there's something there.
How do you protect yourself then, being that you're dealing with a lot of cottage food companies? How do you protect yourself from, let's say, somebody puts out a bad product? There are a lot of homeowners creating a product in their homes, selling them. They're trying to get things rolling. How do you protect yourself from potential lawsuits and whatnot, because you're not testing their food, you're not regulating their food?
Right.
How do you protect yourself from that?
Right. Excuse me. I think, there is a lot of, there's a lot of underground activity going on right now. So the fact that we're focusing on making this sort of an opportunity for people to come to the fore and show what they've got, that in tandem with the fact that I feel quite, 99% positive that consumers trust these home-based businesses more than they do restaurants. I mean, you look at like Kitchen Nightmares, for example, Gordon Ramsay going around and scraping the grease trap and being like, you're going to blow this place up with that sort of thing.
Sorry.
It's crazy. Just blow it up.
We're trying to be fair to everybody. It's exactly the same time. So keep your questions short, please. So we give them the time to answer. And also keep your questions. If you have more questions, we're going to be here all night.
The other thing I'll tell you, just like with real life startups, we all face challenges. So guess what we just did? We blacked out his slides for the rest of you so you can't see him, and he had to adjust. So what we're going to do, rather than fix those in the room, is you're all going to have the same challenge so that it's fair. But do know that you can see your slides, and the viewing audience out there will be able to see your slides. For the rest of you that want to rewatch this with the slides, it will be produced with the slides inside of it on the broadcast that's global. So those are there. Don't worry, your chances are just the same. But to make it fair to Moo, we're going to black you all out. Or Zach. So Zach, Moo, I was looking at you because I knew you wanted your slides up there. So, but no, Zach, to make it fair, we'll keep it the same if that's okay. Everyone good?
Also, can you tell
It means you can't see them up here.
We can't see it. But can you tell them one more time how to?
Yes. So how you progress on the bottom right is the forward button, the arrow on my computer. Check it out. Make sure you see it here on the bottom. Make sure you can use it before Sonia starts your time. So are we good to go? Everyone got the new rules? We changed the rules a little bit on you, right? It's like my 6-year-old. He does this all the time. He's like, Mommy, here's a new rule. And I'm like, we've already started. He's like, too bad. So that's what we'll go with. We'll go with the new rule. Next up is our founder and CEO with Elroy. Rachel, take the stage.
Okay. Are you ready? Cool. Yep. Hello. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Elroy. I'm also a data privacy attorney. And fundamentally at Elroy, we believe data privacy is a right. And in order to see that in the world, we're taking a 3-pronged approach. So like any good speech, there's 3 phases to our company. When we're, okay, so I'll because you guys can't see the slide, we'll go to the next slide. So our first phase is really approaching enterprise solutions. Enterprises have a lot of data, and we know that about enterprises. So at Elroy, we focus on automated compliance internally for organizations, as well as data reduction across their platforms. So we provide solutions for tactical compliance, so short-term compliance, all the way to a large enterprise solution that does full data mapping of unstructured and structured data, so think PDF files, videos, as well as doing disposal and obfuscation and returning data to the customer. So complying with the breadth of the legislations that we're seeing both in the European Union as well as in different states, so California, Utah, etc. Our second phase is to give you, the consumers, control over your data, really self-sovereignty. So we have a data platform that provides a data wallet so you can see which companies have your data down to the data element. And also action your rights under the growing request. Our third phase is to provide an ecosystem. So Elroy sits as a broker between the data exchanges, between consumers and enterprises. Our main goal is to give consumers the ability to commodify their own data. So really, can you sell your own data? How do I sell the data? Is it a discount? And that's built on trust and compliance. So very much what Zelle did, doing peer-to-peer money exchanges, but having Elroy sit in the middle of that.
And time.
Yep.
Esteemed judge panel, are you ready to start? Yes. All right.
Thumbs up.
Let's go. What would your big ask be at the end?
Great. Thank you for asking that question. We're raising $2 million. It'll give us 18 months of runway. And most of that's really focused on our development. We built the engine behind Elroy, our unstructured data solution. And now we're building out the interfaces specifically for consumers. Consumers are picky and how data is being displayed. And so most of our funding is going towards development as well as our sales processes.
How do you earn that back and make a profit? Are you starting selling to corporations first and working your way toward independent, to people like myself and the panel?
Yes, so for enterprises, we have a subscription-based annual. We start for our tactical compliance solution about $120 a month, but for our large solutions, we're looking at about $1.6 million in the contract to get implemented into our organization. For consumers, I believe data privacy is free for people. Privacy is a right. So we take a small percentage of the brokerage fee when we change data with the enterprise and consumer. But for you guys, you could see your data yourself. That's something we want to provide the community.
Wouldn't the wallet be a subscription fee for the consumer?
So the consumer, it's still free.
Still?
Yeah,
I just thought it might be like a service for us.
Yeah, so some of the models we're looking at, for example, we can collect all your healthcare data in one location, and we are looking at different models to allow your doctors access, but it would be permission-based for you. And that increased access, we would have a premium option just for the security protocols for HIPAA and different things we have to do for it.
Do you have a working prototype of how this
Yeah,
works?
so we have launched our enterprise solution, and we are currently in MVP for our consumer solution, specifically senior ecosystem. So you guys can't see the slides, but it looks like your world, kind of where your data is looking at. We have about 300 consumers testing from a very early beta level. Really, we're focused on security and how we are going to store those data elements, because we understand that's our risk. But for enterprises, we have 8 enterprises that are using our enterprise solution, and currently with 4 RFPs out there.
That's awesome. Are they from your background? I mean, like.
Yeah, I focused on financial services. I come from insurance. So we're really banks and insurance based right now.
So let's say I'm dealing with a law firm. I provide them a bunch of information. Can I control that through your, or does the law firm have to have it so that whatever I sent them, they send me the whole file back and I retain the whole file back? Or is that an application that can be used?
Yeah, so the use case, we can use that. We've been focused on healthcare, but for law firms that we also can have a repository for your data that's only for your law firm where it's attorney-client. Really, we have different segments and how we put it in the data wallet. So financial data, your attorney-client data, and that's how you would transfer back and forth, and you control permissions and access.
How did you think of this?
So I was in-house at a large insurance company, and I'm focused on constitutional law when I was in law school, and I was in an arena and time was right for privacy, and I wanted to solve a big problem.
Awesome. Hey.
All right. So 2 of our 5 founders down. So we'll scroll through so we get to our next startup. So this is Monacat Data, and we're going to have Jasmine coming up in a second to pitch Monacat Data. Any questions, Jasmine, before you start, or you're good to go? All right, Jasmine, take the stage. You know what to do.
Okay. Yep. Hello, everybody. Hi, online. My name is Jasmine Russell. I'm the CEO of Sunset.io by Monacat Data. So I'd like to introduce you to someone. Meet Bibi. Bibi is a brand manager at an up-and-coming athletic brand. We also have on our team Jill and Tyler. Jill over sales and Tyler over design. Together, they're preparing for an up-and-coming marathon where they have their athletic brand featured. The problem is they have Excel data, Eventbrite data, Google Analytics, and also Shopify data that they're working to manage. The problem is 8 out of 10 small businesses lack an in-house analyst. That's 31.7 million small businesses in the US alone that are working to manage their data for performance and also understand how they can push their business forward. What they really need is an easy tool, something that's readable and allows them to see powerful marketing analytics, data visualizations, and let's be real, save them time, resources, and grow their business. With Sunset.io, Bibi and her team can see projects, they can set goals, they can create those detailed reports that they need across the board and receive those performance updates via email. Our team, as you can see, our beautiful co-founding team here of 6, our goal is to have 3,600 monthly users by end of year 2022, and Q2 kicked off our startup fundraising. We also are very qualified. We've done over 100 million in private data transactions, 10,000 hours in digital engagement, and all of that has allowed us to bootstrap Sunset.io prior to this point. With that, Sunset.io is simple reporting for the active business owner. Thanks.
Jasmine, will you do me a favor for our online viewers, just so they can hear clearly what you were asked? She's not starting yet, don't worry. Will you repeat the question that the expert panelist asked you for the folks online?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
And then we'll pause that. When that happens, when you're repeating, I'll pause it until you start answering.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what's your big ask?
Oh, hey. Johnny. Okay.
I know. So what's your big ask and what's it for?
Yeah, so our big ask, right now we're prepping up for Q2 funding. So we have a goal of 750K by June of next year. So we think we'll get that faster, but also we're looking for partnerships. Right now, we really need to be able to connect with those marketing groups, data groups, product groups that can kind of help us push it out to the people that would need it.
How many, you want 3,600 users by the end of 2022, right?
3,600 monthly users.
Monthly users.
Yeah, so right now we're on track for, I guess, about 400 or so over the next 2 months, but we need to increase that so that we kind of bring in that revenue volume. Yeah.
So is you focus to expose people's products to the marketplace or track market trends so they know how to make the adjustments to what they're doing with their companies?
Exactly. The second, really to,
Sorry.
yeah, no, that's fine. Really
By the
to,
way, I'm totally triggered by that alarm. I woke up to that alarm for many years.
yeah, but to answer your question, really to track those market trends. We've seen a lot of business owners through our consultancy where they just don't have the people in-house. So our goal is that we can kind of simplify that intimidation with data and they can start really seeing that performance more over time and share with their team.
With your current users, have they been able to demonstrate growth from your tool?
We're not quite there yet. February really kind of marks the kickoff. We're starting to see it. Some good things we have seen is, one, it's simple. People like that it's easy. They like that it's encouraging with the platform. And also it's really intuitive. So instead of assuming like, you know exactly what to do within Google Analytics, or you know exactly what to measure in Shopify, it asks you, okay, what are you looking to measure? Products? Are you looking to measure traction online? And Sunset walks you through that so that by the time you finish up your setup in less than a minute, you're already tracking for that quarter. So, yeah.
Is it just product? I mean, could it be, you know, I run a nonprofit, so I'm constantly looking ways to expand my list.
Yeah, absolutely. So our current API connects our Shopify, which could be product or anything. Then we also have Google Analytics, Eventbrite, and then Everyday CSV, which is kind of the wild card of the bunch. So if you're a nonprofit, which we've worked with a lot of nonprofits, you could connect in your data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. You too could be part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just as a note for those here, there is a QR code. So there's a 2-month free trial on your seat. So you can jump into Sunset that way. And for those of you online, if you enter SunHuman 2022, when you check out with Sunset.io, you can get a 2-month code that way too.
So does your 3,600 monthly user goal depend on any sort of further platform development?
No, really, we're ready to go. Like everything is out there and there are users in there. But that 3,600 number, that's like a base for us. That puts us at a minimum of I think it's maybe like 3 million, and that's really just to cover our cost. We think we'll blow that out of the water because there's a shareability factor within Sunset.io where for every one user who's using a professional, they can invite 2 team members to collaborate with. And also a team, if they have one user, they could invite 3 members. So we haven't even really factored in that multiplier yet.
How have you gotten your customers so far?
So far, it's been a lot of word of mouth. We're getting out of that. We're starting to get more traction with landing pages, bringing folks in. We're also starting to really lean into social and those groups that are like thought groups with product or thought groups with marketing, and really focusing in on that small to mid-size. We kind of have a heart for those groups.
And time.
All right, so we have our next founder. We'll scroll forward and we'll go with Sit Eat. So Moo, it's finally your turn. So, all right, we have Moo from Sit Eat. I'm glad I'm not standing next to you, right?
So let us know when you're ready. You remember where to scroll and whatnot?
Yeah.
Should we tilt the camera? That's why I said I'm glad I'm not standing next to you because I'm so short.
Oh,
There you go. Now they can, well, they need to see him.
Yeah, right. Okay, guys. Okay.
Hi, my name is Mo Okonkwo, CGO and founder of Sit Eat. You all know how we go to live events like the State Fair, Minnesota Vikings game, and we need to wait in line to get our food from the concession stands or food vendors. Sometimes we have to choose between getting our food and experiencing the events we're there for. And most times when we decide to go experience the event, vendors lose out on potential orders, which results in lost revenues. Well, CDIT has built a solution, mobile application platform that allows guests like you and me to skip the line and save time by ordering through our phone. And when the order is ready, you receive a notification to come pick up your food. Our solution provides vendors with a dashboard that allows them to collect data, analyze data, accept online orders, and also create menu visibilities to the guests around the stadium. During last summer, we launched a pilot beta test with Twin Cities Pro AM and Minnehaha Academy, and we saw an increase of 59% average order size through Sit Eat, and their repeat orders increased by almost 30%. Currently, we have schools, food trucks, and venues around USA using Sit Eat, and we have signed up 13 vendors since we started. So we're hoping that you help you skip the line and save time.
All right.
So do you know where that big increase? Oh, sorry.
You can't control the judges.
I know. Neat.
Don't try to get us in a box.
Okay, let's go.
Do you know where that increase, that jump, the 30%, I think you said, like what you might attribute that to?
So what causes the wait in line is just the idle time we spend waiting for person-to-person transaction. And that's because we don't have the menus visible to us from our seats or from wherever we're standing. So being able to provide these menus, access to these menus and payment for these orders from their digital devices cuts down those times. Now it makes it easier for people to order and more frequent for people to order. So that's where the increase in order size comes from. Because once it's easy for people to order, once you solve the uncertainty of getting your food from those lines, now we are all prone to order more. And we're seeing this with Amazon and DoorDash.
So my question is, can you capture revenue from both sides? $2 to have the app, at a particular venue, then you're charging the venue, the actual provider of the food to have the app available because you're going to increase their sales, right? So can you capture from the both sides?
Actually, we capture from all sides, both from the venue, from the vendor, and from the end users using the app. We charge the end users a percentage, a marketplace percentage to use the app. We charge the vendors a subscription to use us monthly, and we charge the venue an enterprise fee to get the data we are generating from those events.
What I love about it is it's going to frustrate the venues to bring it on because it's so easy.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
I'll ask. So what's your big ask?
Currently, we're looking to expand to more venues and vendors. So partnership with vendors and venues and food trucks around the country, it's very important to us as we're gearing up to raise our fund come Q3 of 2022.
So you don't know what the fundraiser is going to be yet?
We're looking at raising $650K to develop our platform and also for business development and day-to-day operations.
further develop your platform?
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to further develop it because there are other features we need to.
That was an honest question. I didn't know it had.
We do have a product. Actually, we are launching our app, both our iOS app and our Google Play Store app next month. So be on the lookout for that. It's called Sit Eat. You sit down and you eat. So you don't have to wait in line anymore. You can skip the line using Sit Eat.
What did the kids from Minneapolis Academy do? Did you say last summer you did something with?
Yeah, we actually partnered with a pro amateur summer league that happens at Minneapolis Academy, and we powered their concession stand. And we actually processed over 200 orders during that process, and they saw their sales double. The average order size was $1.50 just ordering, and through City we were seeing $3.93.
Okay, got it. So that was your beta test.
Yeah, that was.
Have you looked at partnerships with like Minnesota State High School League?
That would be huge. We are looking currently. Tomorrow we have a meeting with the Hopkins School District, and we just signed a pilot agreement with Duval County Public School District to be there to be a partner on CE. And so they gave us 10 schools to pilot, and if it goes well, we get to run all 45 of their schools. So we're looking to expand as well to CE.
What's time when you guys, before you start clapping?
All right. I have to move it back down so you can see. All right. I know. So we will go on to our fifth and final founder before we get on to our voting. So we'll make sure that we can get to that. But our last founder here is John, and this is Trunk Drop. So John, take it away. Yeah. Or you can hit.
Right. Hey, some of those partnerships did happen here at Founders Live.
Well, I'm John Shane. Oh.
Are you ready? Okay. Yes, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm John Shane. I'm the CEO of Trunk Drop. It's the new on-demand courier app that's coming out of the Twin Cities. It's a free market platform that brokers the transaction between a business or person that needs something delivered and a gig worker that has the ability to do so. Why would somebody use this? Well, it could be a mom that doesn't want to pick up her Facebook Marketplace purchase. Or it could be like a person that needs a business to have parts delivered to the other campus. Also, it could be a person that just wants mom and pop food that doesn't have a delivery force. So we become their non-paid delivery force, right? Also, what we would do is we can get basically a convenience that everybody needs that they didn't know that they needed. Everybody has a use case. What do you need delivered? Just think about it. What thing did your kid forget that you need to get somewhere and you just don't have the time? So that's what we're really doing, is we're saving you time. What makes us different is we know that the delivery person is our first customer. And we do that by empowering them to control their rate and dispatch, which is compliant with labor laws. And when somebody asks me, what does Trunk Drop really do, is we create a frictionless delivery experience that's in the palm of your hand.
Good time. Where were you last weekend? Well, we had.
Hey, you only gave me 38 hours for this one.
All right, 1 second, judges. Okay, you all ready?
I was wondering what the weight limit of the delivery item is.
The weight limit, that's depending.
Furniture and I mean, yeah.
So if you guys actually download our app, and I'd love your feedback, by the way, when you go in there, you enter in all your dimensions, and then there's a personalized selection for each use case. So you'd go, I need a large truck, a flatbed. We all don't have the college buddy that we can get them over with a case of beer and a pizza anymore, right? So you need to pay $25 an hour or $100 an hour for that said flatbed. Or you, like we've had legal documents, somebody called from Chicago that needed legal documents, and all that they needed was a Honda Accord trunk for $15, right? Or it could be a oil company that loses $250,000 an hour that they need a specific truck to pick up didn't drop, and they pay 2,000, 3,000, whatever amount an hour, right? So that's the basic premise is we get anything from A to B, like an Uber or for things.
Is it all in state or is it cross state lines? If I need something, I've got merchandise, I'm running low on merchandise, and I need to get from Tennessee to South Dakota for a show I've got coming up. Is that you?
It's all a specific use case. I mean, some straight lines are differentiating. You need different certifications, licensing, MnDOT to FL dot or whatever their versions are.
Big question, John, are you doing a capital raise?
Yes, the next quarter we're planning on going for 1.9 million to increase infrastructure, and this is a dual marketplace, blitz scaling, Silicon Valley style app, right? The way that they do that is they get a bunch of money and then they buy the marketplace. So you need incentives and all this stuff. Well, our thing is we don't want to incentivize drivers. We want drivers to come to us because of transparency. But we do need to beat the pants off of these guys with marketing because they do that very well. That's the real difference between us is the labor law compliance. These guys have been operating in a gray area, and we're talking every one of them. They control the rate and they control dispatch. We don't. We're the eBay for delivery. We're also legal. Like there's no question, there's no gray area, there's no hammer coming down from AB5. In Spain, when they dropped that hammer, all of the third-party apps bailed. They're not in there. Well, now that EU is 27 countries, probably 28 soon, when they drop that hammer, what happens to that business model?
Let me understand. So I need somebody to deliver from point A to point B.
Yep.
You reach out to a third party, person to do that for you. They give you the rate, you pass that rate on. Is that how that works?
No. Driver puts their rate up, so they control their rate. So you got a truck.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they have their rate.
Yeah, so you say, I'm $100 an hour, and I will pick up whatever you need, as long as it's within my dimensions, and we agree upon it. So you go, I'm $100 an hour. I go, okay, I'm going to need this from Home Depot to my house. It's going to be $65, and then I get to Tinder swipe you until I find out who is the person that I want. Your truck's 65, his truck's 85, this truck's 25. I don't care what it looks like. I just need the sheetrock to get to my house.
So you have your app right now. How long have you been in business? How long have you had that?
From ideation to where we are right now, it's been a year. So we've done all of our internal testing and we've done certain things. So the trunk drop came from COVID. So the idea is you don't have to talk to anybody or anything. They show up, pop the trunk, put whatever you got in the trunk, shut it, goes there, trunk pops open, boom, right? But sorry, what was the question exactly again?
How long have you been?
Okay, yes, sorry, that's the part where we've been operating, we've done internal testing, then we did like something with a medical device, or not medical device, but you know how telemedicine is a thing now? Well, the testing aspect, you still have to go in. So in the contactless aspect, so we've done all of that subsidized, and we've captured all of the outside stuff on like in a controlled environment. So, yeah.
How do you sniff out bad business?
Hold on, we're done with questions.
All right.
Question, so our next portion of the program, which is networking, you will have all.
For our online audience and those in the room, you've seen 5 amazing founders here tonight that went through our brevity pitch coaching with the help of Kelvin and his team. Now it is time to vote. So this is important. We will be crowning one winner tonight for Founders Live Minneapolis. So we need you to vote. So hold up your phones. Make sure you all know. Oh, shoot, for you guys. We're going to turn it around because you can't hold up your phone. So we'll let you guys in the room scan the QR code. You're going to have time. This is not ending in the next few minutes. We will leave the QR code up so that you have time to scan before this is over. We're going to be having some live entertainment, some various things while voting commences. So you will have time. Do not panic. Please do vote to make sure that we crown our Founders Live Minneapolis winner for this month's event. And in the meantime, as I mentioned, we will be bringing up next some music and some entertainment. But before we do that, I would like to bring up a couple of our founders who have pitched previously at Founders Live Minneapolis to give us a quick update. So I didn't even tell her she was going to do it, but I'm going to have Tashi come up because she has an amazing event coming up to support BIPOC businesses in the community. So Tashi, would you be willing to come up and give a quick update on your event coming up? So for those of you watching that may be in the area, or even if you're not and you want to attend, Tashi was one of our founders who pitched at Founders Live Minneapolis. So do you want to give them a little update?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Tashi George. I am the owner of Afri LLC. We do many things. I actually pitch on Founders Live. I have an alcoholic and non-alcoholic ginger beer made in South Africa that will be on the market this spring. However, my primary business started out in marketing, and we decided this year, since we've got more people vaccinated and ready to be out again, to have the BIPOC Business Expo. So what the BIPOC Business Expo is about, we really saw a gap in just advertising and promoting BIPOC businesses, not just in Minneapolis, but all over the country, even globally. So we decided to create an event where these businesses can come, showcase their products, do a marketing fair. We also have a workshop that will be done, a panelist held workshop, as well as a pitching competition called Founders Live. So Founders Live will be a part of the expo. It's actually going to be extremely unique, where we now going to have a voting system, and the top 5 BIPOC businesses that gets the most votes via our website will get to pitch on the competition. We are extremely proud of the fact that we have the City of Brooklyn Park, the City of Brooklyn Center, Chase Bank, Twin Cities Film Festival, Founders Live, the Black Business Enterprise, and 2 more very major sponsors that will be announced via our press release next week. So extremely excited, great to be a previous founder. I've seen a lot of growth since I pitched my little company last year. So I'm proud of you all. You all did a great job. And thanks, Jen, for putting me on the spot.
We do that a lot here. So that's what it is to be founders. You guys are used to it, I know. But thank you, Tashi, for giving us a little insight. So next, what we're going to do is have one of our other founders who pitched, whose company at the time when she pitched hadn't quite launched the website. So I'd like Mary to come up and give us an update on Company of Women Travel and where we're at now since she pitched a few months ago with us. So join me on the stage, please.
Thank you. It's so exciting and fun to be here listening to everyone's pitches, and I'm just really excited. I had started a year ago working with Company of Women Travel, which had been a twinkle in my eyes for many years. And our website is companyofwomentravel.com. So I'm excited to present that to you. Come check us out. I know we've been all listening to wonderful pitches, and I'm going to keep this very short because my intent is to applaud you, everyone here, but also to welcome women and help them feel empowered to enjoy the outdoors, because I see the problem that we have solved is when we're together, we have an appreciation for each other, whether it's hiking the North Shore, which is 3 of our trips coming up this summer, or in Utah in the mountains, or any area, even walking around a park, a Lake of the Isles. And the reason for that is the women that, and men as well, but this is Company of Women Travel, we help each other, empower each other, but I also see there's a bigger purpose to this. It's to appreciate the world we live in, and I think our planet depends on it. So thank you, and it's just a joy to be here.
All right, did everyone get the QR code in the room? I know the folks online have the QR code to vote. If you did not get the QR code, make sure you scan the QR code. Now we're going to have some live music in the room, so stick around because we'll be announcing our winner in a little bit, but we're also going to have a little bit of live music while we let you all scan and vote. We're so proud that everyone knows how to use QR codes now. That is one thing that came out of the pandemic. We all get how a QR code works. They're everywhere. So we accelerated QR code usage. Anyone in the room that need a QR code yet, let me know. All right, we are moving on to live music. We're moving on to some live music. So we have music by KK the Infamous. So I'm going to have KK come up here and join us. KK has a couple of songs she will perform for us. So we're going to get a couple of songs. All you have to do, KK, is I have them on these slides. So literally just click right here and it'll play your background track. I'm going to mute this one because otherwise they will hear you because you want to hear your music. All right. There you go. There you go. There you go. What? What microphone? There we go. Or am I just like here? What we're gonna do? Just
All right, all right. I'm gonna pull Luis back on. We're gonna jump on here. Luis, what's going on, man?
Hey, we're back. That was a really good show. I love what that city leader is doing out there, getting that community together. They have, an active crowd. Lots of questions being asked. Enthusiastic presenters. They got a thing going on. I'm glad we dropped in on Minneapolis this week. Looks like we have some talent, some talent that we're not hearing too. But that's nice that they have entertainment in the room.
Yeah, they do. And we want to give a shout out to StreamYard, who we use for streaming. Some technical difficulties here that it'll take some time to forgive, but they also, some new features here. We can have a little bit of music. Look at that background music we got. It's voting time. We have the ability to throw in some music. They have in-venue entertainment. I'm a little jealous that we're sitting here on our own and not taking a part in this, but I can tell you, man, it's through the center stage pre-show. Now we're feeling the love over there in Minneapolis watching this. This is, I don't know, I feel like this is one of the more exciting events that we've done because we're proving that this can happen on a very, very large level, right?
Yeah, that's the nice thing. And speaking of that, what's the next city you got in the pipeline for center stage?
Yeah, so why don't you, as I pull it up, go ahead and just explain a little bit about Center Stage on a higher level, and then we're going to pop on a screen here to show you what's coming up next in the next couple of months.
All right, Nick's going to get that that tour schedule up. Basically, Center Stage is kind of like our pregame for a Founders Live event in a different city around the world every single week of the year going forward. This weekly thing is going to start, I think we start at the very end of April. We start doing it every week. At the beginning, we're doing it every 2 weeks as we're testing and making adjustments in between. Nick's got the scroll coming up here. So you can see from our website, that's founderslive.com/center stage. This is the 2022 season. Minneapolis was first. Dallas is coming up next. That's going to kind of serve as our big launch. If everything comes together and we feel great about that, we're going to promote that as the big thing. Bandung, Indonesia, our huge audience out there in Southeast Asia. We have our APAC leader, Jack, who's making things happen out there. They are going to have a big show for us, and that will be the presentations will be in Indonesian. The pregame is going to be us. We don't speak Indonesian, but we will we'll bring guests on, bring it back to North America April 27th, and then from that point on, starting April 20th, apparently, we're going to be every single week going forward. And look at this. Founders Live is in over 85 cities around the world. We will drop in cities from any of our 5 regions. That includes North America, Latin America, APAC, Africa, and Europe. It takes a little while to get Europe on the schedule, but they're coming. Don't worry. We got them going. We have a new city leader coming online in London. We got things cranking back up in Madrid. Europe is going to come back strong for us. But dude, look at all these names. It's so fun.
All I can say is look at those cities. I mean, we're talking about Nairobi, Kenya, Las Vegas, Buenos Aires, Argentina, New York, Los Angeles, Bangalore, Guadalajara, Mexico, Palembang, Indonesia. Like, so excited about the lineup, and hey, you know, we're gonna, this is going to be such a bigger deal here in the next maybe few weeks.
Yeah.
We'll maybe next year. It depends on the trajectory here, but we can tell you this, that, you know, the Center Stage, which is a combination of a pre-show that we bring on guests, we bring on entertainment, we preview what's going to happen, and then we drop down into the city there in this, like tonight, right now. Look at that. It's Minneapolis. We heard great pitches, and we're probably about to hear about a winner, and we're just kind of watching, y'all watching with us, but we're watching what's going to happen. They've got the entertainment. Whenever they're ready to announce the winner, we're going to pop back in with them. But
be ready to drop at any moment when they're going to bring that up, and then we'll hear from the winner a little bit more. Get those final Q&As. Usually how it goes. Some cities do things a little differently. We'll see what Minneapolis decides to do with that thing. Nick, do you have any other announcements that you want to make about what's going on with Founders Live? I think we have something really big going on right now. Just enough time to squeeze that in.
Yeah, we're just going to go to, you know, we are excited to announce that we are, let's see, sorry, I am,
typing and talking. That's a skill.
We are excited to announce that we are rolling out Founders Live Insider, which is we're just releasing our membership. We have built and released membership options, subscription options to Founders Live. We have what we call the front row membership that gives you just basically, it's like more of everything, VIP treatment, you know, curated content and experiences. And then we have the professional over here, which is really about helping you boost yourself in your business, grow yourself, exposure to the Founders Live community globally.
Yeah.
We reach almost 100,000 people. You have growth tools, education, courses, and then marketing ability. If you have a business, you can reach our global audience. So we are releasing this. You'll notice these two things right here, Founders Live Insider. if you choose to get a, get a membership, join in now, purchase a membership in this next few weeks up until April 4th, we are creating an insider group. That group is a special group that, hey, in 5 years, we'll still be reaping the benefits of taking an action, of simply stepping in first as a believer of Founders Live and all that. But hey, it looks like we are actually, yeah. So I'm going to stop this. We're going to go straight to the winners there, but I'm not sure. Unfortunately,
yeah, he's not on the mark, but I think he's talking to the crowd. Let's see what they're doing.
I think he is too. One thing we need, yeah. So I'm not sure right now. We're going to continue talking here because we do have a winner. We see the results. That I think that's let's see. Let's go in directly into there. Yeah, so that's one of their partners. So we're excited to see them. Not the winner
so
yet,
they're not ready.
but they're coming soon.
Okay.
But the thing is, they need to unmute. So
Yeah.
they
Did
muted
they mute their side?
device. So we need to. I'm gonna send a quick message to make sure that.
Wow.
Yeah. So hey, we're making this happen, everyone. You got to do 5 things at once. So
so Nick, about the memberships, those aren't really available to the public, are they? Right now, this is for a select group of people at this current stage, because this is, I thought the memberships are coming out on the 4th of April.
The memberships are coming out on the 4th, but any of you can go in and join through Founders Live. You click in there and you're going to join a waiting list, and then we're going to notify you. We will release everything April 4th. But I'm telling you, you're missing out if you do not join Founders Live now. I am excited to build out an insider group. Luis is excited to build out an insider group. And if anyone is smart, they will make the choice of being a member now. We will shower our insiders with gifts and prizes and, money at some point, right? How about that?
So the insiders, just to clarify, the insiders is kind of a special group of people who believed in Founders Live and signed up for a membership before it was even available to the public, right? These are the early adopters, and then they got on a special waiting list. Then they get a chance to buy. They buy a membership right now during VIP presale. The general public can't even do that. They've got to go through a whole VIP process, and then if there are any left, then there's a period up until whatever. It's a thing. So the easiest way is just getting on that VIP list and then waiting in line until it's your turn, and then getting a membership, and then you get this huge insider bonus on top of it. So status and benefits, and also there's a little more than that too, right? There's a package.
Yeah, we're really excited. Much
Secrets of Startup Success package.
Yeah, so we have let's see, the benefits of insider. Look, exclusive access and experiences. We're gonna drop more and more. We're like, you're the first in line to get anything. There is a now tiered structure to receiving either NFT, giveaways or getaways that we're gonna have gatherings. A lot of great stuff, right? Insider simply means that you're in this nucleus of a group. For starting out, it's the first group of people that decide to purchase a subscription and support Founders Live. Of course, we want to give things for free, but the world doesn't work that way if there's no supporting business model around it. So if you care about Founders Live, then we would appreciate you supporting us through a subscription. And for that, we're going to give you almost all of the world, right? So we then have what's called the Secrets of Startup Success. That is a package of, look at this, advice from our guests and winners, pitch breakdowns. Luis and I actually break down pitches and from the winners that we felt, hey, what did you like about this? What you didn't like? You're going to learn a lot just in that, 35, 40 minutes of pitch breakdown of 4 different pitches, just like we saw tonight. Fundraising advice from experts that have helped people raise money. and it's such a great video there. Success from founders, and then also pitching tips. So from pitch coaches, people that have pitched before, a lot of that advice. So we're excited about that. So, all of this, get in there.
Look at that little offer there too. We have a mechanism. If you refer 3 people to this VIP list, then you get to move right to the front of the line and get right into the to buying insider and membership. But if you refer 10 people, just email, Twitter, WhatsApp, however you want to do it. If you get 10 people to sign up for the VIP list, then you get a free upgrade to professional. That's $45 a month value for the lifetime of your insider existence. Just as long as you're a member, you'll be a professional for free.
Awesome. So,
hey, Jen's up. If she'll unmute, then we can.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're gonna sit here and chat, and,
okay.
And what we're gonna do is we'll know when they announce the winner, but we may or may not be able to hear them. But we will be able to celebrate the winner along with people in the room. So we're excited about that. Luis, real curious here. Out of this secret of startup success, what is the one? There's 5 different cool things. There's 3 videos, 2 audios. What do you like the best? What do you think is like worth the entire package?
Well, I'll leave out the pitch breakdown since we're both in that, and I thought that was fun to do. And I hope we can do part 2 and 3 and more of that. I think what's cool is there's something in there for all kinds of founders. I mean, pitching is important, but we hear a lot from founders that they need fundraising help. Some people are not, they're entrepreneurs, but they didn't go to business school. They have a great product idea. They have all kinds of different experience and talents, but fundraising is a totally foreign world. There's a lot of stuff in there about how to raise funds, how to get started, what makes sense, what's not. And I think when you can kind of skip all the making the mistakes yourself and learn from the wisdom of others, and kind of that would seem to me to speak well to founders who just like, tell me what I need to know, let me not know what I don't. So I think the fundraising advice there is a key add, and I think we threw that in actually. We knew we had 4, and then we keep wanting to give more to the insiders, so throw some extra fundraising in there. So that was the part 5 that came in at the end.
Awesome. I'm gonna pull this up. Hey, you all have to get a membership. You have to purchase and subscribe to Founders Live to get access to this link. But it's pretty cool. Like, and this is just an illustration of where things are going with Founders Live. So the concept of the secrets of startup success it's going to morph.
They can hear us now.
Hey.
Nick, are you ready for us to announce the winner? We were just talking about the amazing prizes that each of our founders are getting from Founders Live, and the opportunity that they have to be a part when they register on Founders Live for people globally to see their companies and what they're doing.
Absolutely. So yeah. Thank you for sharing that. You're back. So we're ready to rock. If you're ready to announce the winner.
We are ready to announce the winner. Is everyone ready? We have all of our founders. Okay. All of our founders are around. You better be paying attention. It could be you, right? So I'm looking at you over there because, we want to all be paying attention, right? All of our founders. Amazing job tonight, everyone. I think we can all agree that these were awesome companies that will watch the growth and success of each one of them going forward. But we do have a winner for tonight, and I'm going to have the winner come up and just say a few words if that's okay too, and let us know how we can help and support you. It's your opportunity just to remind us how to help and support you better. The winner from tonight will be entered into the competition for North America as well. So you'll move on from here. Your journey doesn't end tonight. If you win tonight, you go on to North America. And then if you win that, you go on to the global competition. So there's multiple steps beyond this after tonight. So our winner is Sit Eat. And move. Here, I'm moving the camera up so they can see you. We even have the confetti in the background move for you. So all the confetti.
I don't know how to start, but first of all, I want to give all thanks to God for making this possible for me to be here. And shout out to my wife for helping me, tolerating me, practicing for this pitch. And Kelvin Johnson, Catherine, Jeff, Shalisa, Jihan, all those guys, John, and all the other guys that pitched today. You guys have one way or the other helped me become a better, founder. Every day I learn from you guys, especially Jasmine, and it's been an awesome journey for me. Thank you to all the judges. Thank you to everyone that voted for City, and thank you for everyone that came here. It's not every day that a retired professional basketball get to win a pitch competition like this. I'm very grateful. Um, I think you guys can help me by spreading the word around and look in your network. If you have anybody in the high school district, colleges, venues, events, we do all that and help us grow. Recommend us to your network and help us grow. And that's the way we all can grow together, because CE is not just me, but CE is for every single person sitting in here, because we want to make sure you no longer have to wait in line, but you spend your time as you wish. And we hope we solve those uncertainties you have going to events like the State Fair, and you're able to enjoy your Sweet Matters cookies without waiting 3 hours.
Hey, Moo, can you hear me?
3 hours in line. I appreciate you. Thank you for the organizers, and I'm looking forward to keeping you guys updated as we go on this journey. Thank you so much, and God bless.
All right.
Jen,
Camera
can
back
you,
down so you can see me.
bring him back? Bring him back.
Oh, well, you have to come back. They want to talk to you. You're not done. All right, you're back. Oh, see, look at, we can't even get in the same screen. There we go.
Hi.
Hey, Moo, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I wanted to tell you that, and I said this with Luis right here on the pre-show. I talked about my previous a previous startup like 10 or 11 years ago was very, very similar to what you're building. It was like a mobile payments ordering system. And we even talked about, if you're in a stadium, you don't have to leave your seat. You can order something. And, for some reasons it didn't really work out, but now you're working on it and building it again. And I just want to tell you, congratulations, and hey, fix the problem.
That's what we are working on, and I hope me and you, we can join our networks and knowledge and resources to making sure we fix the problem.
Fix the problem. And hey, if the crowd can't hear what I'm saying, you can tell them. But I love the vision. I think the concept of being able to interact with a merchant, pay for it instantly, they deliver it to a location. I love the vision, and so. Hey, if you need any help or advice, I would love to chat with you about that as well. So good luck, and excited for you to win.
Thank you so much, and I'll look forward to connecting with you off the camera.
Sounds good. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Other. So you're all released. Hopefully you'll stick around a little bit, connect with each other, ask some questions, have fun, and hopefully we see you in April. Thank you, everyone.
All right, Luis. Man,
that's fun. Good
stuff, huh?
Yeah. Jen. Oh, here's Jen.
Jen, and I want to congratulate you as well. This has been a great experience for us. You're all having a great time there, and great companies. Great event. You just killed it.
Thanks, you guys.
Yep. Enjoy your night. Wish I was there, but
I know you have to come visit us next time. So you guys need to be here and be part of it. It's pretty fun atmosphere. So it's hard to get them to calm down. They're so excited.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna pull you off. You all have a good time, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
It's so exciting. You know exactly what it's like to be there. And man, it's really cool. I love seeing, the founder, the winning presenter, get that gratification and the support from the audience. It's a good feeling to see somebody validated for an idea. It's really always fun.
Yeah, it's special, man. Special. I think it's so cool that, look, I think, and this is for all you watching, and maybe watching later if you're not watching live. But the beauty of Founders Live is it. How do I say this? Investors and VCs can determine success in some ways because what makes it to market, just because they think it's going to be the most financial success, and it's going to grow to a unicorn and whatever. But the beauty of Founders Live is the winners. We surface things that people want, and
Yeah.
I
There's a
think
crowdsource element, right?
it's a total crowdsource element, and it's, hey, are these going to be successful companies? Hey, I can't predict the future. You can't predict the future. We don't know. But what we can determine through this is people choose to vote, and they choose to say, that's a great idea. I want that. And that's the beauty of Founders Live, is it's going to surface things that the consumers actually want because they vote for it. And, maybe then it gets put in front of an investor or two. But yeah, how about your closing thoughts, Luis?
Well, my closing thoughts are we had a full evening here. We had the full shebang. Having Alex as a great guest was a great thing to start with. And I'm so glad that we got to have a little interaction with the winner. We got some city leader interaction. We heard from, multiple people here. The presentations went well. This is kind of Founders Live in a nutshell, and it only gets better from here. Our center stage show is going to improve. Lots of reasons to feel optimistic. I actually even like that we got a little plug in about some of the new stuff. And it's just because, these memberships, Insider, all this stuff is just a way for people to continue to experience what we're about and help each other find answers. This is, this is all about uplifting the community, helping people like a presenter, have an outlet to be in front of other people and to get feedback and to learn. And that's the whole point of this. So, the memberships help people do things better. Insider helps people. It's all about helping founders and everybody who likes watching founders. I mean, it doesn't have to just be founders, right? There's people who are watching this show right now that don't have a company, but they like seeing what we do.
Yeah.
There's stuff here for everyone.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that up.
It's always a long thought for me.
Thank you for bringing that up. Just there's a variety of different ways to gain value from Founders Live. And, when you look at, especially the front row, that's why we called it front row.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want to sit in the front row? I know sometimes we want to get in the back and just hang out, but, we created front row to bring you closer to the action and closer to the content and even the founders. And hey, that's great, and if that's what you're looking for, cool. Then there's the professional level membership. If you want to grow yourself in your business, we have all that stuff there as well. And in the end, if you want to be a fan, which basically that's what we call anyone that's not a paid subscriber, that's awesome too. We love you and we thank you. So here we are. That's great. And I think we'll close up for tonight.
Yeah.
We are just past 2 hours, and that's a great limit for the show tonight. So Luis, until next time, which will be Dallas,
April 6th.
It's going to be great. April 4th, 6th. Dallas. Yeah, can't wait.
Or yeah, it'll be really cool. We're going to introduce
April 6th. I apologize. April 6th. It's a Wednesday. All these shows are Wednesdays for everyone, but it depends on where you are in the world, right? So it could be Thursday, could be Wednesday, but April 6th, I apologize for that. And we're excited. And until then, Luis, we will see y'all soon.
Bye, everyone.